Hello and welcome to another episode of the CUFI Weekly, and all I can frankly say this week is congratulations. Congratulations to those people who are chanting on college campuses. Congratulations to those people who are chanting in our streets in LA, in New York. To all of those people sharing memes and things on social media. For all those people who gathered to call for the globalizing of the Intifada after October 7th. Congratulations, the Intifada has been globalized. We saw that barely a week ago in Washington, D.C. when two people were murdered coming out of the Jewish Museum at a Jewish event. And once again, we saw Jews attacked in Boulder, Colorado, simply for being Jewish. The terrorist who launched the attack was trying to burn Jews alive. Their crime? Because they had gathered weekly to remember the hostages being held in Gaza by Hamas. That they, like many other groups around the United States, who gathered so the hostages weren't forgotten, to raise awareness and demand their release. Yet the terrorist decided unrepentantly after his capture that he wanted to murder all of them. He had tried to purchase a gun, but thankfully he was not able to. Because he was here illegally, he was denied. But he's been unrepentant. He was planning this attack for over a year. And on Sunday in Boulder, Colorado, he launched his attack with improvised Molotov cocktails and tried to burn people alive simply because they were Jewish. This is globalizing the Intifada. The fact we're in a place in 2025 that another horrific attack targeting the Jewish people happens, and you have people online defending it.
He targeted these two because of their connection to the state of Israel, because they are Zionists, not because they are Jews.
You have people trying to quantify their bigotry. They'll go, no, this isn't anti-Semitic, this is anti-Zionist. When you call out anti-Semites, they'll say, no, I'm not an anti-Semite, I'm an anti-Zionist. Like, that's better. It's the same thing. Anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism are the same thing. Especially those who are perpetrating or propagating the incitement and hatred of the Jewish people feel that they are qualified to, one, say what a Jew is, what a Zionist is, and what anti-Semitism is. So let's have a very brief history lesson. Anti-Semitism is a term which was coined, in fact, by Jew haters. They wanted to make it seem more scientific. They hated Jews, but wanted to make it sound more scientific, like a science. It's very specific, because there are people in the Middle East who are of Arab descent who go, I'm a Semite too, so I can't be an anti-Semite. Yes, you can, because anti-Semitism is a specific term talking about Jew hatred. Simple as that. Now, what is Zionism? Zionism is the national liberation movement of the Jewish people. It is a Jewish call that we deserve sovereignty. We deserve a homeland in our ancestral homeland. It's not unique to the Jewish people. It's something that many groups have said over time. And contrary to what your favorite podcaster may say, Zionism wasn't meant to be to the detriment of anybody else. It wasn't Jews over everyone else. If you read Israel's Declaration of Independence, it says that they called for their Arab neighbors and those Arabs living within the borders of the new state of Israel, the reborn state of Israel, to take part in peacemaking and building up the region. Sadly, they were met with war and an attempt to annihilate them. You think a group that has persecuted Gazans, executed people who disagreed with them, who has told Gazans not to take aid as it is going into Gaza now, they're the good guys? Arab Muslim states themselves are sick of Hamas and have been sick of Hamas, have banned Hamas in their countries, but in the West, we have Hamas fanboys and fangirls. So this is it. You've globalized the Intifada, and where does it end? Your incitement, the telling of lies repeatedly, be it by the media, by influencers and celebrities looking for some sort of relevance. And now we have the Gaza flotilla with Greta, who's off to save the environment. Not to forget that for months and months, when Hamas were launching assaults on Israel's border way before October 7th, they were burning tires. Maybe if she cares about the environment, that would bother her, but no. She's found a new cause to attach to. And it's the height of Western privilege and indulgence. You have a group of celebrities who I've never heard of, to be frankly honest with you, apart from Greta, going from Italy to try and break the blockade of Gaza. And do what? And do what? You're wasting all of this money, which could have been used in aid for Gazans, for your own self-indulgent activism, performative reasons. It's frankly pathetic. But this is where we're at. When it's against Israel, when it's against Jews, when it's this part of this globalized the Intifada narrative, everything's permitted. There is no morality and there is no ounce of decency. And that is why it is so important that we speak up. And I say this week after week. Months ago, we did a weekly when we talked about the dangers of this globalized the Intifada narrative. What do we need for people to speak up? What do we need for the Christians to speak up? And that's why again and again, I will implore you to attend the CUFI Summit this month. Join us in Washington, D.C., where you can make a difference, where you can show the world that Israel is not alone, that America stands with Israel, and you can directly lobby our leaders to make sure that they know that America, the American people, the majority of Americans stand with Israel, and we stand with our Jewish brothers and sisters against anti-Semitism. This is Kasim Hafeez for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent. Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to cufi.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.